more experimenting. I have been told that you cannot bread machine bread mixes. And while I'm gonna alter the recipe a little bit, I feel like we should be able to bread machine a bread mix. So I got my water a little bit hotter than it needs to be because I knew I was pouring it in here, and I feel like it's gonna cool off the second it hits that, and it did. And now I'm offsetting. It calls for 1 cup of warm water. It's not the sourdough gig all over me. So I'm offsetting it, the 1 cup, with it's half a cup of water. I'm doing half a cup of our sourdough starter, which has been in the fridge and out of the fridge and on the counter and all over the place. And it smells like acetone sometimes. Sometimes it smells kind of fruity. That's all. One big experiment. So hopefully this comes out well. But it basically, I'm offsetting my total liquid measurement is still a cup. That's it. Cover and let rise for 2 hours. So what I'm going to do is dump this in here. Move my little tail. I'm going to stick it in my bread machine that is not new. It's an old one. It's not Pampered Chef because we don't have one. And I will say I've done this mixture in the Deluxe Stand mixer and it worked great. It has a little bit longer of a let it rise 2 hours, and then you gotta let it rest an hour, and you bake it at 450 for I want to say 20-ish minutes. I'm kind of going from memory, kind of going from I glanced at those. I'm gonna put this in here. So we're sourdoughing our sourdough bread mix. It's just doing it on basic. I'm gonna leave it at 2.5 pounds, y'all. I have no idea what size this is. I remember it being a pretty small loaf, and I over-floured it last time, so it looked really weird. I'm just going to hit start. And it looks like it's going to take 3 hours. Probably take a little longer than 3 hours. So hopefully I can come back and report to you, or at least show you pictures of what it looked like. But I will say, I've made a couple of sourdough breads with the starter, and none of them so far have tasted as good as what I would call fake sourdough mix. When I made that with just water, it was delicious. Some of my experimentings with these other breads have not been delicious and have been potential cut your mouth or break a tooth worthy a couple of days in. But they do make really good toast. And it seems like, the French toast was pretty good that we made with the tomato goodness. I'm trying to think. I've done some other things with the bread that have turned out well. One of them was absolutely horrendous. It was like let it rise for 6 hours, do all the things, hold your breath for 2 minutes. Just kidding. That one was bad. It was dense, and it was like there were no little air pockets at all in there. So that bread was not eaten. I cut it open, looked at it, and was like, no dog, and it was heavy. So today's word for the live, how about mix, because it's short and sweet, just like we're going to be. I'll report back on how this is going. Now, I will say we want to watch it a little bit and make sure it's not too sticky, not too dry. So I'd say, I'm going to check on it periodically for 10 minutes-ish while it's stirring and call it good. So hopefully we have a quick and easy remedy, especially if you have a sourdough starter. Otherwise, I would say play with it and see how it works out. Now we're going to bake it, I'm sure, at whatever this does, which is probably 350 for an hour-ish, and not 450 for 20 minutes to 25 minutes. So the crust would be different. And I would say an adjustment, if you like a super crispy crust that almost breaks your tooth, select that French option. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'm going to say that I probably will not try that again, because I have, and you talk about a mess when you cut into it. Okay, for real, message me the word mix. The first link in the description here, it takes you straight to Facebook Messenger. Just message me that word. We'll be good to go. I will enter you into this month's giveaway. I did check the temperature with our thermometer. It's a digital one. It also has a bottle opener doodad, which I haven't used yet. And then I store it on the fridge because I use it in coffee, or I say coffee, and milk steaming every morning to make sure his is 155-ish to 160. It goes to 160 sometimes before I check it. Because he likes his milk to not go sour-ish. Like I like my milk to be as hot as possible without exploding. Anyway, message me the word mix. That will enter you into this month's giveaway. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to updating you, and I'm hoping it turns out well. But let me experiment for you. I think this is like $9-ish. It's really, really good. I did really like it. I don't know how many I have, but if this fails, we'll try something else. Anyhow, I'll let y'all go. I hope you have a great rest.